Good morning, and thank you for inviting me here today. We're at a conference called No Turning Back, and I'm going to say to you right now that that's exactly the message that we should be delivering on tax. No turning back to the bad old days that we've seen and which are still going on. What we need to do is go forward. And what I'm going to use this few minutes I've got available to me to say is, it's time to change attitudes to tax in this country. We have to say tax is a good thing. It pays for all those things that we want. It reprices those things we don't want and makes them harder to secure. It redistributes wealth. It's the consideration in the social contract between government and people, and the reason why we hold our democratically elected politicians to account. And it's tax that at the end of the day lets government manage the economy. And therefore, for the left, tax is at the heart of the political debate. The Treasury should be at the centre of the left's political agenda. It's key to all we want to do. But I've got to say that we've ignored it for far, far too long. The right have had their way. They've said tax is a bad thing. Tax is meant to be cut. Tax is a burden, they say. Tax is to be avoided. And we've even seen that message in government advertising. Just look at the messages from National Savings and Investment. Get your tax-free savings here. What does that say about the Treasury's attitude towards their most basic product, which they say they sell to us as the customers of HM Revenue and Customs? They don't believe in it. Well, I'll tell you, I do. And I want to reverse the outcome of the current situation, which is that tax is seen as a bad, and the liberators of the people are those who save us from tax, including the banks and the big four firms of chartered accountants. That's wrong. Let's yell it out, time and again. Tax is a good thing. But that requires us to set a new debate to reclaim the initiative. And we need to start that now. We need to say that tax is something we want. We want to be taxed. We want what tax pays for. We want to make our contribution to society. But we do expect accountability in return. And there's nothing wrong with us saying this, and we have to now, tomorrow, and for a long time to come. But let's be bold when saying this. Let's ask just what is the wealth that we're trying to generate in this society. And let's ask what really generates that wealth in this society. And let's make sure that any tax system that we're going to promote in the future encourages those things. And let's also, and at the same time, be explicit about what harms that wealth, and let's tax those things. That means we've got to claim this debate, though, as our own. We have got to run an initiative. That doesn't mean we're just going to argue about the nitty-gritty of what Section 765 of the Income and Corporation Taxes Act 1988 might mean. Although we will need people who can do that. It will mean that we need to have clearer, more lucid thinking about what tax is for and how it impacts on society than we have ever had on the left to date. And that will require real courage. But let's be quite clear also where we're going. We want tax which is less on those who are less able to pay and more on those who can afford to pay. We want progressive taxation. We want a tax system that interacts with the benefit system to make sure that people aren't trapped in poverty. We want taxes that are hard to avoid, and we want penalties on the real cheats. We want taxes that let us build communities and taxes that let us reduce inequality. We want taxes that help us to support developing countries and taxes that rein in the power of multinational corporations. We want taxes that help us save the planet and taxes that help us build the future of our children. Taxes that will let us all live with dignity. Taxes that are fair, honest, open and accountable. A tax system where those who abuse most are penalised most. This is a left-wing agenda for tax. We have not had one. Let's not turn back to what we've had. Let's build taxes for the future. Let's start now.